being live on Facebook and Instagram today. Carly Fiorina said, you need technical skills to run a company. Hi y'all, thanks so much for joining me. So in less than 15 minutes, I'll be sharing with you 4 reasons why you should consider improving your technical skills as a business owner. Please like and share this video if you get value from it. And if you're listening to it on the replay, you can type #replay. Really appreciate your support. So I'm Dr. P. I'm a strategic business coach, and I've been a school psychologist for about 10 years, K-12 schools in the U.S., served on professional organization committees, and I teach in online psychology graduate courses at the master's level. So going back to that quote that I said at the beginning from Carly Fiorina, she said that you need technical skills to run a company. She knows a thing or two about running a company because she was the first woman to run a Fortune 20 company, right? She was the CEO of Hewlett-Packard, HP, from 1999 to 2005. So she knows about running a company, and she knows that technical skills are needed to run a company. But here what I'm telling you though, I'm not saying that you need to become an expert in technical skills to be an effective leader for your company. But we do need to be aware of and develop some of the technical skills that we need so that we can manage certain tasks and that we need to complete in our company, so that we can reach those goals that we have for our businesses, because each of us, we have our own goals that we're working on, towards our strategic plan. We have our own journey, right? So just having those technical skills can go a long way. And I remember when I started as a school psychologist, right? I thought there were so many technical skills, so many technical things that I needed to be aware of so that I could be effective in my role, right? And I remember making sure that I expanded all my knowledge and skills and all doing so many things. Microsoft Word was the go-to, right? So I made sure that I knew how to format a document header, the footer, the margins, how to highlight words, how to do math symbols, create equations, how to do tables, charts, flow charts, lists, processes, pyramids, graphs, how to put in shapes and images, all these different types of graphic, not to mention how to do a database, how to do a mail merge, print labels, do envelopes, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's so many things I'm going to have to be able to do, not just writing reports, but getting information out. So I'm like, there are tons of things I had to learn. Even learn about doing PDFs, how to create a PDF from a Word file, how to create a real template. I'm not talking about those things that people do and they highlight yellow here and highlight yellow there, but it's not an actual template. There is a feature in Word where you can create some actual templates with some drop-down options. So learning how to do those type of things. Then learning about the different spell check functions, the different languages that are on there, how to translate documents within Microsoft Word, and so much more. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to expand this knowledge and I got to be on top of all of these things so that I could be effective and, productive in my job. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I have to also think about Microsoft Excel. So I was like, okay, I got to figure out how to set up a database. So I became really proficient in how to set up that database, how to put those charts and graphs and pivot tables in, knowing, which cell to put a word in versus a number, and then the difference in numbers, if it is 0 through 10, how I want that to look. Then if it has, 4 digits, do I want the comma? Do I not want the comma? Do I want to put in the date? How do I want to put the date? Because all those things mattered, because how you put that information in there determine how you will generate your graph, your charts, and your pivot tables. And by the way, if you don't know anything about pivot tables and you have a company where there's a lot of data that you have to be reviewing, and it could be data in terms of word data or data that are digits, the thing is with pivot tables, they can save your time, energy, and effort and reduce some of your stress. Because there's so many different things you can do with pivot tables just with a few clicks, and it can transform. I'm telling you, I used to use pivot tables so often when I had to be managing a lot of data as a special education administrator and also as a school psychologist. I'm talking about over 1,000 rows of data, and then you have at least 20 columns of data, and there's a lot of information you get from all over that you need to be able to make sense of it, and really quickly when a problem comes up and a question is asked of you. So for me, I love pivot tables. Again, they can help you analyze a huge amount of data in a short space of time. So if you have a lot of data that you need to be looking at for your business in order to be making decisions, I highly recommend you look into the utility of using pivot tables. So back to those things that I wanted to make sure I was really skilled at in Microsoft Excel, because we already talked about Office. This is Excel. I looked into making sure I knew how to write conditions and formulas, how to create templates for invoices, for inventory, for doing receipts, automation snippets, accountability logs, and so much more. Because I'm like, look, I want to make sure that I am going to be an asset to my school, and that if my school, my administrator, my director, whoever was asking me to do something in Microsoft Word or Excel, that I was able to deliver it in the shortest amount of time possible. I'm not saying to do it really quickly and crappy. I'm saying to be able to crank it out in an hour if it was an hour worth of work, or in a day or 2 days, depending on the extent of what was being asked of me, right? But I wanted to make sure I was able to do that. So I made sure I increased my skill sets in Microsoft Word and then in Microsoft Excel, right? Because I wanted to make sure I was an asset. And by the way, Excel has the sheet function as well, because it is a database system. So it has a sheet function that there's so much information that you can put on each and every sheet. Again, if you are managing large amounts of data for your business, or even if, you know what, you have a list of contacts that you want to keep track of, you can do that in Excel as well. You can keep track of their names, their the name of their business, their contact information. And if you do this over multiple years, or if you go to different conferences, however it is that you collect information, if you have sign-up forms, this could be a way to help you. I mean, you can also use a CRM as well, but if this is something that could help you, I recommend that you look into Excel, because again, you can manage large amounts of data in one document. And always remember to back up though, because you want to make sure you don't lose it. So learn all this information from Microsoft Word and Excel. Then, with all the changes that were happening in technology at the time when I entered school psychology as a career, I made sure to up my skills too in Microsoft PowerPoint, because a lot of people were talking about doing presentations. So I was like, you know what? I want to be able to do a presentation, excuse me, to my staff. Excuse me, to my team, to the staff I'm working with, or if I had to do it to administrators, I want to be able to make sure I could do that. And going through school, going through graduate school, we had to do so many presentations. So I'm like, hey, I made sure to keep working at, becoming more and more proficient in how I could do a presentation, right? So within Microsoft PowerPoint, I figured out how to not just use the default template that comes up when you open up Microsoft PowerPoint, but also how to create my own template, how to import templates that I found online into Microsoft PowerPoint, how to animate the slide transitions, the slides themselves, and even on the slide, the text, the pictures, the graphics, be able to animate those things, because I wanted to make it engaging. Because there ain't nothing like going to a presentation and you sit down there and it is just slide after slide. Sometimes you don't even realize when the slide change, because it's samey. And the type of personality I am, and knowing that other people have different learning styles, I wanted to be able to utilize various images, various words, various animations to hold people's engagement. And you can even put in things like QR codes so people can scan them and go to your website, go to a sign-up form that you have, go to a survey that you have going on. Whatever it is you want to do, you could attach it to your QR code. So the other thing that I learned how to do was how to actually save Microsoft Slides and Microsoft PowerPoint as a PDF. Not just the slide by slide, but as in a handout mode. Because if you've ever gone to a workshop and you have like the 3 slides on the one side and then the little lines on the other, that's what I mean by that handout mode. So how to save it in different formats so that way I can share it with others. So that was also important for me. And not to mention the importance of the master slide. Because once you know how to utilize that master site, oh my gosh, so many things are going to be so different within Microsoft PowerPoint for you. So again, I spent all this time with improving my tech skills in Microsoft Word, in Excel, and PowerPoint. But then guess what? Along came Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Sheets. And I'm like, whoa, oh my gosh, I got to learn things all over again. But luckily for me, a lot of the skills that I learned from Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint were transferable into Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Sheets. Then, within Apple products, Apple has Pages, Numbers, and Keynote. So they have a lot of similar features. So for me, I was able to learn skills in one set of products that I was able to, and I still to this day, transfer into using other programs. So it really helped me out. Early in my profession, I was still thinking, oh my gosh, there's probably so many things I don't know how to do. Then there was this one day in the office when someone had an issue, and they wanted to create a letterhead, include some hyperlinks in the document, and then put in a watermark, right? And I was like, oh, that's easy. Just do click, 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 and do this. And they're looking at me like, whoa, okay, I don't know how to do all of that. And there was, for me, a moment wherein I was thinking there were so many things I didn't know how to do, and everybody else knew how to do them. I was able to have a conversation with my team members that day, and I found out that a lot of them didn't know how to do those things, So I was like, whoa, so where I was thinking I was behind, turns out I was actually further ahead in my tech skills than I thought. It really was shocking for me, didn't really expect that. But you can imagine, after they found out my tech skills, yeah, they were calling me when they needed help for things. But I did tell them, there's some things I can help you with, and the other things we got to call up IT so that they can solve those things for you. So for me, my technical skills have helped me out tremendously in getting a lot of things done, and have allowed me to save tons of money now that I have my own business. And it's amazing, what I'm able to get done. And for me, I don't have the hassle of trying to contact somebody else to do things for me. But don't get me wrong though, when it comes to really complex things, I do need to reach out to other people who have that skill set, because I don't have it. Yeah, you might be thinking, if you watched this from the beginning, you heard what I was able to say can do in Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. You might think it's a lot, but there's still a lot of things I don't know how to do as a business owner. So I do reach out to others who know how to do them. So again, I'm not talking about becoming an expert, but at least become familiar in different types of technical skills that can help you. So those 4 reasons that I want you to consider why you should improve your technical skills as a business owner, right? I found these 4 on an article that was written by Shane Barker on Vault.com. Shane mentioned 7 things, but I'm only going to talk about 4 of them because I can relate to the 4 from my own experience and seeing other people as well. So the first one is enrich your skill set. That's what I did. When I realized, oh my gosh, there are a lot of things I didn't know, I went out there and I started learning and becoming more proficient. Because by doing so, you're going to be able to offer more services to your customers, right? And it can also increase your customer satisfaction and even retention. But don't get me wrong though, it might also depend on the type of business that you have for you to be able to see these benefits. That's number 1. Number 2 is stay in the know. I mean, come on. Look at how many phones Apple can release, Samsung could release in a year. Sometimes a phone comes out in January, and by the end of January, they're releasing a new edition, a new version of it. So technology changes rapidly. So we want to stay in the know for which technology is changing and the ones that impact your business. I'm not talking about learning all the types of technology that are out there, but learn about the ones that impact your business. Think about 2020 for a lot of people. In 2020, a lot of businesses lacked some technical skills, and they felt it. It hurt for them with all the things that they were missing out. Successful doses in the house, y'all. Hey, Azuna. Thanks for joining me, Azuna. We're talking about technical skills and why you should consider having an increase in your technical skills to help you as a business owner. And I think this could be helpful and right at your alleyway, Successful Dose. I really do. Y'all ever check out Successful Dose's page here on Instagram. So mention 2 of the reasons. 1, enrich your skill set. And 2, staying in the know really helps you to be a better business owner. Because again, there are lots of different technical things out there that your business can benefit from, but you have to become familiar with what's out there. I'm not saying become an expert, but become familiar and stay in the know. And the reason why this can also be helpful is it helps you to make informed purchases for your business. Because there are a lot of things that are out there that are glossy and glittery, and they seem so amazing. They seem wonderful, right? All of these are things that you think are going to be great for your business. But if you take some time to increase your technical knowledge, you're going to be better at identifying what exactly your business needs in order to be successful. Because let's be honest, there are tons of things out there, but your business doesn't need all of those things. You know, from a technical point of view, it doesn't need all of those things in order to be up and running. So knowing which computer or tablet is going to be more beneficial for your business, that is going to help you out. Knowing what scanner combo is going to be beneficial. I'm talking about a printer, scanner, fax combo. By the way, some of them are Bluetooth. If you didn't know that, they're Bluetooth. So you could be on your phone and sending something to your printer. And you want to make sure they can even operate on a network. So that way you could be on your computer, you can be on your phone, and everything's talking to your printer. You don't have those issues, right? So knowing about what is available, knowing about cloud technology. What cloud technology can you use on your phone, on your tablet, and on your computer/laptop. Knowing what you can just have that access to helps you out tremendously, because you might be standing in line somewhere and want to review a document while you're trying to kill some time standing in line, and having that cloud technology, you can pull it up really quickly, not go, oh crap, I left my laptop at home. Cloud technology can help you with, staying connected and help keep your stress level down when you're standing on a very long line. So those are three. So the fourth one is when you improve your technical skills, you can save time and money. You really can. Because if you listen to my journey of all the things that I decided to do and learn in Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, guess what? They are helping me out tremendously as a business owner. So for me, if I wanted to quickly write a letter on letterhead and put in hyperlinks, have watermarks, have charts and graphs, I can do that very quickly. I don't have to reach out to someone and go back and forth for days or hours, trying to figure out how to get that done. And then when I get back a document, I don't have to go back and forth when I need edits. I can do the edits myself, so those are things that are helping me to be more effective and more beneficial and save time and money. Because being honest, going back and forth, y'all, that takes a lot of time. That you lose a lot of time going back and forth. And I've heard of professionals who are out there charging $2,000 and up to help business owners complete business formation forms. I mean, come on. Some of those forms, they require you to give the information. So think about, do you really need to be paying somebody $2,000 to fill out a form for you? Then I've also heard about some professionals who charge $30 and up per hour to write a letter for you, to create a chart for you, to do a simple 2-page or 3-page document. Don't get me wrong. I understand that there are going to be some things beyond your skill set, but there are other things that you have control over that you can learn how to do, and you'll be able to write a letter in like 10 minutes. It really doesn't take that long to write a letter. So just think of how you can save some time, energy, and effort in your business, and especially as a micro business owner, you might not have the budget to be bringing on all this staff. But at the end of the day, yes, I've shared 4 things for you to consider for why you should improve your technical skills. But it still depends on you and you making that decision on where you want to spend your time and your money, and how much time and money do you have that you want to be spending on things. It really does boil down to you. I highly recommend that if it's a simple task, consider doing it yourself. But if it becomes complex and complicated, yes, reach out to a professional for them to do it for you. But you want to make sure that you're not blowing through your budget having somebody else take care of something that is very simple that you can do yourself. So spend some time researching the technology that is beneficial for you and your business before you make purchases on things that just seem all shiny and glossy and might not be relevant for your business. So thank you so much for joining. Solutions plus actions equals results. I'm Dr. Priscilla Kuser. We're Priscilla Kuser Consulting Solutions. Again, thanks so much for joining. Thanks so much, Successful Dose, for being here. Bye.